Happy Monday. Welcome to a clip of episode 44 of the Home of Play podcast. We're just going to show you a little clip of one of the articles, a headline, and if you really want to see the rest of the podcast, feel free to find us on Spotify, Apple, all those podcast services of choice. As well, on Wednesdays, we also do post the entirety of the podcast to YouTube, but we just figured we'd start making these small clips to give you a little bite-sized articles if you like as well. So thank you for coming, watching the video. We appreciate it. Feel free to like or subscribe, even comments. Everything helps out. We appreciate just having any of your time. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 44 of the Home of Play podcast, where every Monday, the three best friends join forces to give you all the latest in PlayStation rumors, news, reviews, and that is because we are the true PlayStation fans. I'm your host, Steve, and with me, I'm joined by the king of platinum trophies himself, Christopher.
Hiya.
With Christopher, we also have the 60 frames of Curtis.
Hello.
The Home of Play podcast is a self-supported podcast, so we don't include any of that bias or paid-for opinion stuff you don't need here. Because of this, that allows us to bring you the PlayStation news you need or want to know. All of our content is free for you to enjoy at your leisure. We only ask that you help support the show by visiting our YouTube channel, which can be found by searching The Home of Play podcast. Once there, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, maybe even give us a like on the video if the spirit moves you, winky wink face. If you're already hearing our beautiful voices by the magic of our YouTube channel, then guess what? We are a podcast, and that means you can find us on any of your favorite podcast services of choice, such as Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Every month we are growing, and it's all because you lovely gaming homies helping to spread the cause through the power of word of mouth. If you have any comments, questions, or complaints, we want to hear from you. Please leave any of those on our YouTube videos, and then we can read your questions on the show or alone in private while we discuss the dying PS4 consoles. This one comes from Destructoid. Sony is ditching every PS4 model outside of the one type of Slim in Japan. As reported by Game Watch, Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia will be phasing out all PS4 models but one PS4 Slim model. In short, the only PS4 that will be actively sold in Japan by Sony will be the PS4 Slim 500 GB Jet Black model. As Komatsu points out, the OG PS4 has been discontinued already, although the PS4 had a fantastic run hitting 113.5 million units and counting, putting it squarely in the top 5 all-time best-selling console list, right above the original PlayStation. Sony is obviously looking to the future here. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think it's a little early for these changes, or do you think it's just the year of PS5 and let's move forward?
Yeah, to me it seems weird. To phase out the Pro altogether seems like the weird decision to me. I don't think, is there still a lot of people going out and buying PS4 Slims, like the base model? I thought most people at this point were buying the Pros, because isn't the price difference between the two systems almost negligible? The 500 gig and the terabyte, there's definitely a price difference, but I'm pretty sure the PS4 Slim pricing wise compared to the Pro, it can't be more than a $50 difference, is it? Probably not.
I just don't understand the point of trying to phase out a console. It's been 2 months. It hasn't even been that long. It takes a while.
Yeah.
When was the last PS3 being produced? Stuff like that. It was a while into the PS4's life. And the fact they're still struggling to produce PS5s at this point. Why are you phasing this out? Yes, I understand people aren't going to be buying PS4s, likely, but I don't think you need to phase it out unless there's something in it that maybe, resources that might be needed for the PS5.
Yeah, I believe it could be a resource thing, or they just assume that by not making the Pros or any other models, they can use all that freed up energy and time not making those just to make more PS5s.
Which makes more sense to me, the labor aspect.
Yes.
It sounds like there's a brief comment in the article too where it kind of mentions how the manufacturers are needing to focus more on the PS5 demand. So I guess maybe it's easier for them to pump out these Slims than it is to set up the Pro system, on the manufacturing end of things.
It's probably, yeah, I was going to say you're probably on something there. I think it's probably the best price point per console for them right now. I think the Pro too, because when you go in the into the wild, I think the Pro's still too close to justify having it and then a PS5 You know, like
Right.
with that price point being so close together, why would anyone buy a Pro anyway at this point?
It seems a little, to me, it feels a little soon. Like I would have waited so that more of the demand was met of the PS5, I guess, in my head. Like it just seems a little soon to me. But then again, I don't know the Japanese market that much either. So did they do better in getting PS5 systems? Maybe the PS4 Pro wasn't doing as good there. I don't know. It's interesting to
Yeah, it's hard until we get those numbers. Like Sony's not really talking about PS5 numbers from their point.
better than Nintendo and Microsoft, but not just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Definitely Microsoft. So yeah, like I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think it's a few things. I definitely think it's, competing with yourself. Maybe they think if by moving so fast that they can maybe really ride the rocket that is this new console launch right now. Like, a lot of people are forced at home. They're willing to spend money to entertain themselves at home. So if they can up production faster, they can sell more consoles before, ride the high as long as it goes, right?
I feel that especially because you guys already touched on it, because the price points between like a Pro and a 5, they're not super far apart. I think that might kind of be the reason, because if you're going to get a PS4, I don't know if there's anything that is still technically exclusive that can't be played in backwards compatibility. But looking at it that way, if you want a PS4, here, just get the Slim. Otherwise, they're more than likely just going to get a 5, unless they don't want to spend the money on it. Whereas, like, fine, I'll just get a PS4. Otherwise, that price point's there for the reason.
And I can't speak for certain, but at least in my head, it makes sense that, like, if you're going to get a PS4 now, you're probably just going to buy a used one anyway. You know, when I used to work at a video game store, we always sold the most when the next gen came out, like used previous gen. So like I'm wondering that they're probably kind of expecting the same for this. They're going to be like, oh, well, everyone who bought a new one might be selling their old one, so then people are just going online trying to grab the old one.
Especially if they're having an issue with their original model or something and they don't want to get a Pro. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just looked at the price too. It still looks like it's a $100 difference from the Pro system to the Slim system. The Slim's the $299 and the Pro is $399, which seems kind of high still compared to the PS5.
Yeah, well, like I said, it could have components in there that force its
Yeah.
price point, and maybe again that might be another factor why they're rushing so much to just stop it altogether.
You honestly don't know. They might have so much stock of the old stuff just sitting in the background that they just need to get rid of it.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. I think it's honestly a combination of everything we've been kind of saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the whole clip. Like I said, feel free to find the podcast at any of your podcast services of choice, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Thanks again.